Speaking of David Blaine, did any of you guys watch his weird shit skydiving thing that he did?
Yeah, that
wasn't
that
shit.
Weird
was
shit skydiving thing.
What the fuck, dude? That was
That's all it
an
was.
achievement.
Magic, by the
No,
way.
it wasn't. Yeah, he did a skydiving.
Why are you being so
Dude, it
serious?
was not magic.
He
It was
doesn't
so
think it's
weird.
magic, Toby, you
It was a
retard.
stunt, Toby.
It's
This
a
is so
stunt.
weird.
Dude,
He
he
tied
went
himself
up
to some
in an
balloons and then
experimental
jumped off with a
aircraft.
parachute.
Yeah,
what
he
the
went up
fuck?
in
It
an
was kinda
experimental
cringe.
aircraft. He had to get skydiving certified. He had to learn how to pilot both a helium, like gas balloon and a hot air balloon. He went through so much shit, and that was a real achievement, dude. Like, they had to license that aircraft as a like a fucking experimental aircraft. They had to get clearance to go into Class A airspace, which is where jetliners fly. And he went up 16,000 feet without an oxygen supply. He hyperventilated so that he could bring his oxygen back up, so he didn't get hypoxia. So that was the feat. Like, that was the magic, that he didn't have oxygen until he was like that high up.
Yeah, let's just get like a brief overall explanation of what he did for anyone who is uninformed. It's David Blaine. He's a notorious street magician and like stunt extraordinaire. And this is his latest stunt where he basically filled up a bunch of weather balloons with helium. Am I right? And
Yep.
like latex balloons with helium, and went up into the sky. I'm not sure how many feet up he went unattached to anything. He was just hanging on, right? Like,
No.
safety
He was
until
attached.
He went up
He
there.
was attached to it.
What? I thought he attached his safety like up halfway through. Or am I crazy?
No. That was when he was taking the parachute.
I think he still had to. He had to be hanging on though, because only after he attached the
he
safety
was
could
he
he
was
let go
holding.
and put his parachute
he
on.
was holding on to the parachute, like the line of the parachute. So the parachute
Right.
was suspended by like a rope, and if he let go of the rope, it'd fall down and he'd be dead. So like it was always hold on to the safety. So like he was just hanging on to it the entire time until you had to pull it down, take the chute off, and then he could go hands free. But he was attached to a harness.
Right. Okay. Of course. Yeah. So he goes up and he puts the parachute on mid-air, gets up to, did you say 16,000 feet?
No, 16,000 feet
19.
is when he used the O2. I think he went up to like
Right.
25.
It was like 20.
almost 25,000
Yeah. It was
before he
something like that,
jumped.
which is
Before he jumped.
Shit.
Yeah, I watched the entire thing, and I will say I get where Toby's coming from, because it's one of those things where it's very technically impressive, but was like visually not super.
Yeah,
exciting.
I'm not saying it wasn't like impressive what he did. It was just a bit boring.
Well,
I
it's
thought it
like
was
a
cool.
live stream.
I thought it was
Like,
really
you-
cool. I
A
was
lot of
really
people
into it.
compare it to the Red Bull stunt a couple years back, where he actually
Which
went-
was way cooler.
Yeah, well, he went to the
it was
edge
way
of
cooler,
space.
but it was also like people remember that because of the edited down video. Like you're not watching a live stream of that for fucking an hour and a half. Like which is what this was. Was it live streamed, the Red Bull thing? I forget. I've only
I
seen the
don't
video,
think
but
so. Maybe
It was on TV. I remember seeing it on TV.
It was a live
Right.
event at some point.
that was definitely visually more spectacular because he went into fucking outer space pretty much, right? Like he was
Yeah, but he
really
was in a
fucking high
full-on
up.
suit.
Absolutely. And that's when it comes down to this thing where David Blaine's stunt was actually like really technically remarkable, but didn't look as cool because I don't know. It's a clear sunny day. He's just up in the sky with some big balloons and then he skydives. It's kind of like
Yeah, exactly.
what the uninformed person is gonna think that the stunt was.
Yeah, but he had
But of course it
he had
was
no
cool as
idea
hell.
where he was going to land. He had the original landing area. He wasn't able to make, so he had to completely improvise that on terrain that he wasn't trained to do. Pretty crazy, man. It was pretty intense.
The thing I like,
And if you want to pull stunts like that on games, you should get your Gamersoft.
Wow.
Gamersoft.gg. Code Misfits.
Gamersoft.gg,
go.
code
10%
Misfits.
off.
If you want to pull stunts like that on
Look at
games,
that.
you can
New
do it.
flavor too.
Yeah,
Mango.
Yeah,
Should we
new,
talk about the new flavor?
flavor, dude.
Have you guys
Mango.
tasted it?
It's-
I haven't
yeah, the
tasted it,
mango
but it
flavor.
looks
I
fucking
haven't
fire.
tasted it
I've
yet.
tasted another flavor that's in the works that maybe we shouldn't talk about yet, but that
Yeah.
I can personally vouch for the secret flavor.
Yes. It's very
The
delicious.
secret formula.
Yeah, the Krabby Patty
Secret
secret
formula.
formula. But on Gamersops.
Yeah, Gamersoft.gg.
It's just burger flavored stuff. That'd be amazing.
Burger subs.
Burger subs. dude.
So can we get like a salmon flavored G subs? That'd be amazing.
Oh,
The thing I
yeah.
like about David Blaine is that he's so clearly just an absolute enthusiast for what he does. Like he doesn't really try and look cool. He's not like overhyping himself or like trying to be like a crazy stuntman. He's nervous.
Yeah.
He's genuinely nervous and excited for this thing, like worried, concerned, making sure that everything goes right. Like this guy just loves stunts and he loves magic tricks. And I don't know. I think it's really cool to see. I really saw that when I watched him on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
And just listening to him fucking almost manically talk about, you know, Houdini and his inspirations and his past stunts. It's kind of cool to see.
That's sick.
But yeah, the Ascension thing's definitely worth checking out. It was cool.
Yeah.
It was very freaky for a while.
It was
growing up.
tense, very tense.
I kind of being the only person like hoping / not hoping that he like something went wrong. Obviously, I hope that he survived, but I was
I feel
like
everyone it's human nature to feel like that.
I was like, surely something interesting happens and he like slips, but then catches himself or like
Hey,
falls, like
but
puts
then-
the parachute on midair while falling, and you know, I was hoping for something like that.
It's like
But then
watching
out of
NASCAR,
nowhere-
like the crashes and shit.
What's the hawk comes along and snatches him away?
They had
I don't know where comes the fart.
They had like a bunch of countermeasures. They had like a bunch of ballasts, like sandbags that weighed like 5.5 pounds each. So if one of the balloons popped and he started to go down, then he could simply just offload the sandbag and drop weight, and then he would go higher up. So like the actual engineering of their, you know, because it was like a legitimate experimental aircraft. 52 balloons, 52 cards in a deck, which I think was what they were going for. But yeah, so it fucking went right up. Did you guys know, like, of all the stunts that he did, it all spells out, I think, Blaine or like
Really?
David Blaine or something like that? Like all the stunts that he did spells out his name.
Oh,
And Ascension
Wait,
is like the A. Yeah.
so
But
he
there's
has
no-
an N and an E to do still.
There's no B in Ascension though.
No.
Balloon.
Because he did like, no, he
That's
did.
what he means.
It's an abbreviation.
He did like what
I
you know. He
think.
did the electricity one. He did the one where he
Underwater
was
one where he
encased in
held his
ice.
breath.
The one where he was underwater. The one where he was on a giant pole and fell into cardboard boxes. And the titles of all of those spell out his name.
Oh.
So this was like
It's
his
such a-
magnum
Pretty
opus.
sick.
It's so cool and interesting that we still have people like David Blaine that I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a stuntman. I'm just going to take my time to put hours and hours into learning this, and I'm going to do a crazy freak stunt for human entertainment. Like, it's kind of cool, I think.